Will Montgomery here with Josh Bakan. It's Varsity 845 High School Football Show, State Semifinal Edition. We've got one team left. That's Liberty in Class C. They take on Greenwich of Section 2 this Saturday at 11 a.m. at Dietz Stadium. Josh and I are going to tell you a little bit about the teams and how this game is going to line up this weekend. We'll start first with Greenwich from Section 2. They're north of Albany. They are 11-0. They have outscored teams 478 to 84, so not unlike Liberty. They've scored a lot of points. They've kept other teams off the scoreboard. They've been pretty consistently dominant all season long. It's their first trip to the state semifinal since 1997. So also like Liberty, they're the team that hasn't been to the state playoffs in quite a while. They return 9 starters on both sides of the ball, so this is a team with a lot of experience. The leaders of the offense, senior quarterback Lucas Whitehouse and senior running back Mike Brandow. Whitehouse has thrown for nearly 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 843 yards and 16 scores, so he is a dual threat kind of quarterback. The Liberty defense will have to watch out for that. One interesting note about this Greenwich team, they have a female place kicker, Linnea Daquile. She's hit 47 extra points this year. That's believed to be a state record for female place kickers. Looks like Liberty is going to be in for probably its biggest challenge of the season so far. Josh, tell us a little bit about Liberty, how they got here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a big challenge. So a lot happened for Liberty to become, last year missing the playoffs and now Section 9's last standing football team. And really, there's a lot of great team first players, and I know it sounds kind of cliche, but Liberty seems to really embrace it. They hadn't really faced that much adversity in a little while in the season because they had shut out 6 straight opponents before the state quarterfinals against Dobbs Ferry. But Dobbs Ferry has this great running game, and they stormed to a 7-0 lead right on their first drive. And Dobbs Ferry also led 14-12 at halftime. But Liberty sort of contained them in the second half, switching from a 4-3 defense to a 4-4 to contain that run. And, they kind of contained that backfield. And John Wilhelm, head coach of Liberty, was really impressed with how his team sort of overcame adversity there. They'll probably have to overcome some when they face Greenwich. But they have a lot of standout players really throughout. Kevin Morgan's a senior running back and linebacker, really a standout player on both sides of the ball. He has 933 rushing yards, 117 tackles, great power speed guy. Fun fact, he was a lineman in his freshman and sophomore year. And John Wilhelm, when they had some more linemen injured earlier this year, said Kevin Morgan's might have to play lineman this year. Thankfully for Liberty, that didn't have to happen, and he was able to thrive at running back and linebacker. And they've also got quarterback Grant Harmon, throwing 73 for 124 on the year, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 6'4", excellent field vision, really good game manager. And then you got Roy Penn Cosentino, who's only a sophomore, but he's such a big play guy. He is tied with the team lead with Riley Rand for 18 touchdowns. He's got 434 rushing yards, 9.9 per carry, 339 receiving yards, which is second on the team, and also 56 tackles on defense, which is second to Kevin Morgan's. And we caught up with Harmon and Pence Constantino today at Liberty.
The mood is definitely, we're all pretty psyched for the game, and we're prepared for Greenwich as best we can.
Yeah, we've been practicing hard, high intensity. We'll be ready for them.
One of the challenges is definitely stopping their run game and keeping their quarterback in check and making him make mistakes.
They have a good line, a lot of skilled players. We just got to contain the run, like Grant said, and just shut them down. Our defense has to play excellent.
Respect the run, and we got to respect the pass, so that's what you said. And our secondary is going to have a big game.
It's got to play. Our linebackers got to fill, get our curl zones. Our corners got to lock on. Just got to keep the quarterback in his eyes. We should be pretty fine.
All right, Josh, big game, state semifinals. A trip to the Carrier Dome is on the line. Greenwich, Liberty, what do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
Well, Liberty fans might not be so happy to hear this, but I think it's going to be a 28-17 victory for Greenwich. Liberty has faced some great opponents, including Dobbs Ferry, Millbrook, Chester, to get up to this point. but they haven't quite faced as strong a passing attack as Greenwich has, and I think that might affect them. They, really kind of had to have all hands on deck to contain that running game for Dobbs Ferry, and they aren't facing any easier of a running attack against Greenwich, so there's going to be no shame if they lose that game in that fashion. I think it'll be competitive, but I think that it's going to end at the state semifinals for Liberty.
All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Pete Toby from the Post-Star in Glens Falls for the little scouting report on Greenwich, and check out all the high school sports coverage on varsity845.com.